people can watch it and dive right in. So welcome everyone. My name is Rachel Garcia, and I'm going to be sharing some information with you today that I have no doubt could change your life forever. And I am very aware that that's a strong, sounds kind of crazy statement, but it changed my life and the lives of many others. So I first learned about this company in 2008, 15 years ago, when I was working full-time as a physician assistant. My husband and I had just invested $100,000 in two separate businesses, a skincare retail store with a brick and mortar location in Ponte Vedra Beach, and a construction company. In addition to that, we were both working full-time jobs, and we had just had our second child. So we had a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old, and life was busy to say the least. Why had we started those two businesses? Well, I had just read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I understood the importance of creating passive residual streams of income. And I actually had this goal to franchise the skincare retail store. That was my dream. And so we took kind of a leap on doing that. And why I wanted the passive residual income is I was working all the time and I never saw my kids. I had a lovely lady who was watching my boys, and they called her mom, and it broke my heart. And so I was trying to figure out, how can I make additional income that will actually give me time freedom? So I didn't want to stop being a PA. I just wanted to have more time with my kids. And so that's when my brothers called me and said, hey, we have this other business for you to look at. I'm like, I have no interest in your other business. Life is crazy. I have no time for a shower. And they said, don't say no. Just give us an educated no. If you're going to say no, that's fine. So I agreed, kind of begrudgingly went on to watch a presentation. And within minutes, they were talking about the importance of something that I knew was truth. I mean, I was dialed in within 5 minutes. I'm like, this is really good. And I ended up at the end of that presentation, telling my brothers, I'm in, put me in with the biggest pack, I'm in. Because of that decision that day, our lives were changed forever. So I don't know if you're watching this because you need a health change, you need a financial change, you're in debt, you're stressed out financially, you have no time to spend with your kids. I have 2 teenage boys now, and they need my time. And I thankfully have it. If I did not have time with my kids, you know, who knows what goes on when we're not around, when we're working all the time. And I'm very, very grateful because I know if I was still working 14-hour days as a PA, I would not be seeing my children and spending time with them the way that I am now. So this company is called Pure, People United Reaching Everyone. And I believe everyone deserves to have this information. People I've learned over the years are attracted to one of two things, either the health aspect of this or the income aspect of this. I was attracted to the health aspect. Now you might think, oh, well, you were a PA. Of course you were attracted to the health aspect. Actually, the reason I was attracted to the health aspect was because my nephew had just been diagnosed with severe autism. He was 3. He did not speak. He screamed all day long. And this caused me to really question what autism was and why did he have it. And I sat with the doctor as they told my sister, he will never speak. He will always be in diapers. And I had a lot of questions. I also had a 9-month-old who had shots scheduled the next week. And I wanted to know, was it shots? Was it vaccinations? Was it genetic? What was it? So I dove into some pretty deep research. Now, I'm blessed. I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. I went to school for 8.5 years and spent $100,000 on my education. So I wasn't just Googling on Wikipedia, what is autism? I was really diving into the research. And I found books like the China Study talking about the importance of plant-based nutrition. And I kind of began to understand the extreme importance of putting good nutrition in our bodies. And I was trying to do that with a juicer and an organic garden. And I was buying hundreds of dollars a month worth of supplementation at the health food store because I had learned cow's milk is not good. Plant calcium is better. It has to be mixed with magnesium. You need greens. You need omega-3s. I've learned all these things. And so I'm listening to this company's philosophy. We have to cleanse our bodies of the toxins, balance out our pH and our hormone levels, and build ourselves up with good nutrition. And it will work the way it was made to work. And it was everything I had just learned doing the research on my nephew. I'm like, oh, they know what they're talking about. I started turning the bottles that they offered over, comparing their vitamin to what I was doing, comparing their omegas to what I was doing. I'm like, yours is better and it's more affordable. And so that's why I got started. Now, within a week, my insomnia issues resolved. My son's constipation issues were gone. 6 weeks in, my husband's severe anger and depression issues gone. Okay, 3 months in, my nephew was speaking. And I said, I have to share this with others. And I began to share it, and checks began to come in. They were very small at first. They were very sporadic at first, but before long, they were coming in every week. So I will pause and ask you, what are you doing right now? But if you spend 30 minutes a day on it, 5 days a week, it will pay you weekly checks for decades to come. Not many people are doing something that will do that. I could stop what I'm doing right now and move to New Zealand tomorrow with no phone, no computer, and I would make more in 2023 than I did in 2022 from the work I've done for the last years consistently. I'm going to walk you through why this is a beautiful, beautiful business. It's simple. I joined for the simplicity. I got more health and nutrition from one location rather than having to go to the health food store. I am currently an Instacart girl. I like Instacart. I don't like spending time going to the grocery store, walking up and down the aisles. I don't like it. I'd rather just pay the delivery fee and have it sent to me. So this was before e-commerce and online shopping was a big deal. And so I said, click of a button. They have the best of the best. Obviously, they've done their research for 30 years. Give it all to me. I joined for the simplicity. The results in our family were so real that I chose to share it. And then after that, I started to see massive amounts of lives changed. In fact, I will tell you, I've helped tens of thousands of people throw prescriptions in the trash. I don't know what's going to happen for you, but I would encourage you to put the puzzle pieces together as I go through this presentation today. Now, I'm going to pause for a moment and ask you a question. If someone had come to you back in 2020 and said, hey, not 2020, 2000, there's a company called Amazon. And we believe that in the future, everyone is going to be buying everything online. And believe it or not, like Christmas shopping, Black Friday, they won't be standing in line at Walmart. They will be buying online. We're trying to get memberships for this company. And so anybody that you talk to about this company, they get a membership because of you. You're going to get 10 to 50% of whatever they purchase for the rest of their lives. And if they tell somebody, you will get a percentage of what they purchase as well. Well, guys, I don't know if I would have seen it. I might have been like, isn't Amazon like, what is that? Like we're snakes in the jungle or something? Like, what is that? I don't know that everybody's going to buy online. Okay, but that is essentially what this is. I believe that everybody needs to have a peer membership because I've compared what we have with everything else out there. There is nothing that's even comparable. People that I know that are really into health and nutrition, whether we're talking about chiropractors or acupuncturists or nutritionists and dietitian, I work with all of those people who used to recommend 5, 6, 7 different supplements and from different brands. Now they recommend all from Pure because it's simple, it's easy. Most importantly, it works. That's the real difference in what we have here. And so I want you to think about that as you're learning about what we have today, because that is exactly what it's like. Why? How is it different from other companies? Well, first of all, if you're going to start a business, there's a few things you need to know. I didn't know these things when I opened my skincare retail store. I wish someone had taught me back in my early 30s. When you're selling something, if you're starting a business, whether it's a service or a sale, you want to make sure it can reach as many people as possible. 100% of the demographic can be your customer, not just the women, not just the runners. I had a skincare store. My clientele was the people who wanted to spend $100 a month on their skincare. Not very many people. Okay. So this is for every man, woman, and child, even their parents, even their dogs and cats. So it's everybody with a body. This is your number one asset. Yet most of us take better care of our phones, the houses that we live in, our cars that we have multiple of throughout our life, but we have one of these. We're not taking good enough care of it. And you, sooner or later, I'll just tell you as a healthcare provider, sooner or later that catches up with you. You're either, prevention is better than prescription. Okay. So we're showing you what the books have shown, why prevention is better than prescription. We're giving you the answer. It's a consumable product. If you're going to start a business, you want your customers to come back, not be one-time buyers like Cutco knives and vacuum cleaners. Those are one-time buyers. Awful business model. You've gone through all the people you know. Now you have to go find other people that you don't know. So you're cold calling. Oh my gosh, awful. That's not what happens here. This is a consumable product. People run out in 30 days and then they come knocking on your door. I need more. Why do they do that? Well, that's what really makes us stand out. What we have is better than anything out there. We have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you go on Amazon and type in calcium and find a calcium out of the 87 different kinds it pulls up, there's no guarantee that you're going to like what you get. Okay. So not only do we have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, but I've found in 15 years of recommending these products that when people start with our starter packs, which is the key, 93 out of 100 repurchase. Now, do you want to repurchase? Well, if you feel results, don't you think you would repurchase? 93 out of 100 repurchase. Why? Because you can feel. You can tell when you take it. You can tell when you don't. The business model is recommended by some of our most brilliant minds of our time. Richard Branson says everybody should have small business for tax write-offs, everybody. Okay. So then if you're going to do a small business, then you got to start thinking, well, what kind of small business? All right. So go back and read Robert Kiyosaki's books. The Business of the 21st Century is a great one. But Richard Branson says you should have it for the tax benefits. I have a friend who's been in the school system working as a teacher her entire career. She's used to getting a certain amount back every spring when she files for her taxes, right? Most people watching this are employees. So a certain amount of money is taken out of every single one of your checks. Usually it's too much and you get money back at the end of the year. Well, this person that I know was going to get a check back for $900, but she had joined Pure as a brand partner the year before. She reached out to me. I was like, can I do something with this? Like, I've never written anything off before. Can I do something with this? I said, absolutely. What you purchased with Pure, anything you did with Pure to keep your business active, you can deduct all of that from your taxes. She ended up getting $3,900 back on her taxes instead of $900, which is why Richard Branson says every person should have a small business for the tax benefits. Hopefully your small business creates an income stream for you and at the very least pays your products for you. But if you get additional income back in taxes, that's a win for all employees. Tony Robbins talks about the importance of the low startup, the low overhead. The startup here was less than my monthly overhead on my skincare store. What does it cost to run a skincare store? Well, I had to pay for the lights, lease of the building. I had to pay for the employees, taxes, paperwork, inventory, all that stuff. Okay. The investment here that I ate was less than I paid per month to keep my skincare store running. And the monthly overhead, I was already doing that with my grocery bill and with my supplements that I was buying. Actually, this is cheaper than what I was doing before. Okay. So all things that are brilliant, but maybe the most brilliant thing is, compared to other small businesses or businesses you might start, you get to leverage your time here. So I have multiple friends who've started franchises. They are handcuffed to those places, tutoring centers, yogurt places, cell phone repair places. They have to be in there morning, noon, and night. They're hiring employees to be in there. If the employee calls in sick, guess who has to be in there? Somebody invited you to watch this, and they're probably not on. I'm working for them. I'm going to stay on afterwards and ask any questions. In fact, if you have questions, type it in the Q&A while I'm talking. But I work for them. I answer questions for them. All they did was invite you. What are you doing right now? But if you spend 30 minutes a day on it, 5 days a week, it'll pay you chunks weekly for decades to come. That is what this is. Okay. If we were in Asia or Thailand, this business is exploding there because in those countries, they're like, oh, is this one of those businesses where if I do 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, I'll get paid checks weekly for decades to come? Here we're like, I don't know about that. So don't listen to me. Go back and listen to Robert Kiyosaki, Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, who have all gone on record saying this is the best business to get started in. I was intrigued by how it started. I told you that 30 years in a clinical practice, 3-year waiting list for people to get in. They said, people don't need to wait 3 years for this cleanse, balance, build information. We're going to start a company. And the only way we're going to spread it is by word of mouth. You know, and so that's wise, you guys. Like, how many people do you refer to things already and don't get paid? Movies, Netflix shows, books, pediatric dentists. Here you're referring people to life-changing information, and the company's way of saying is to give you checks every time they purchase because you told somebody. Why are we sick? As a healthcare provider, a PA for 20 years, I believe with all of my heart that we're sick because of these 3 things. We're toxic. We're lacking in nutrition. We're out of balance. We're drinking out of plastic water bottles. Our foods are being sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides. We're not moving enough. We're staring at our phones too much. And this book talks all about how acidic we are because of the meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, and bread that we're pouring into our bodies. You should be putting more plants in than you are those other things. And when you don't, your body lives in an acidic, inflammatory state. You don't want to be there, guys. You want to help your body. I believe we all have cancer cells in our body. The question is, are you feeding them or starving them? And just look at what's happened with the cancer rates the last 15, 20 years. I asked my son last night, I was telling him exactly what I'm telling you now. He's like, Mom, I don't know anybody with cancer. And I listed off 3 names. He was like, oh. And we've actually lost someone to cancer recently. Like, we know people who've had cancer 10 years, 15 years ago. I didn't know people with cancer. It's changed. It's now normal for all of us to have a friend or a family member who's been affected by cancer. We're severely lacking in nutrition. Our kids are even worse. And I want you to think about your genetic pipeline. What are your parents struggling with? Dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes, heart disease, whatever it is, it's coming down to hit you faster than it hit them because of what we're consuming and the lack of nutrition, lack of movement. It's going to hit our kids faster. Studies are already showing this. Kids are being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, guys. That was a disease that adults used to have. Now children are being diagnosed with it. We're poisoned. We're being poisoned. We're lacking in nutrition. We're lacking in movement, and we're extremely acidic. You can't just eat food to get it fixed. My mom lives on a farm. She grows all her own food. She started Pure 2 weeks in. She calls me crying. I'm the healthiest person I know, and I've never felt as good as I felt on these products. Where did they come from? I'm like, I know, Mom, it's great. Okay, 12 years ago, they did a study showing we have to eat 80 oranges, not 80 oranges, 80 cups of spinach, 99 ears of corn, and 2 cups of wheat to get the same nutrition our grandparents got from one of each of those things. This is why we have an obesity pandemic in our country. People are literally starving for nutrition. So cleanse, balance, build is the answer. It's actually a centuries old philosophy, but it was being utilized in that clinical practice. And now we have medical doctors literally recommending it to their patients. We have one joining a week. Just put the puzzle pieces together, guys. Why would people who've given 8 to 12 years of their life to learning about medicine and helping people, okay, who are used to, I was writing 200 prescriptions a day in 2008. Why would they be partnering with this company to teach that prevention is better than prescription? There's got to be something to it, right? Multiple of our products are in the physician's desk reference and have been for over 10 years. This is our starter package I was talking about earlier. So the starter package is made up of 7 products that we have found that when 100 people purchase this, 93 out of 100 repurchase, typically 2 to 4 products going forward. I want you to think of it as a servicing for your body. I actually just had an air conditioning guy come and give me quotes to service my air conditioning. Okay, we service our air conditionings in Florida. We service our cars. If we don't, the lights are going off. It's not going to make it 200,000 miles. But when was the last time you serviced your body? Okay, and you might think, well, I went in for a checkup last week. Okay, what did they do? They did your blood work. If there was some things off, which oftentimes there are, because that's why you're going in, right? You're not feeling too good. You have a headache. You're not sleeping well. You can't lose weight. You're tired. Your nails will brittle. Your hair is falling out. You're bloated. All these issues. They do some blood work. They do chest X-ray, whatever they need to do on you, and then they give you some, or maybe they'll pull one of your organs out. That's one of the favorite things to do. So, servicing. Cleanse the 7 channels you eliminate through your lungs, your liver, your skin, your lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines all need to be cleansed. Okay, once they're cleansed and the sludge is gone, now we can pour whole raw food nutrition into your body. That's what we're covering all bases here, right? So if you struggle with insomnia, migraines, ADHD, depression, anxiety, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, restless leg syndrome, eczema, allergies, rashes, you need to look at this, okay? Because your body wasn't made to work that way. And there's a book called The Truth About Cancer that if you've never read it, you should, teaching why in medical school, I was taught about pharmacologic medications and how many I could prescribe and which ones would interact with each other rather than about nutrition and how our bodies need vitamin C, vitamin D, how omega-3s are essential. And if you don't have them, your brain cannot even function properly. Depression can set in very easily. All these things are knowledge that most people aren't getting. And I had to really dive in and do the research after my nephew's autism. So there's 6 things that typically happen when people start consuming our starter pack products: weight loss, loads of energy, better sleep, better mood, better bowel habits, and less pain. Okay, now if you're over 40, you're deficient in nutrition and you're toxic. If you're on prescriptions, you're deficient in nutrition and you're toxic. You need to look at our Core Complete. This is our second starter package. It has all these super fruits, each of which have been used for thousands of years in the areas where they're grown. They're 100% goji, acai, noni, mangosteen, no pear juice, no apple juice. Pure is pure. There's no sugar added. It's highly concentrated. It is exactly what we say it is. We have third-party testers testing all of our products, and you can tell when you take them. You're taking supplements and you can't tell when you take them, and you can't tell when you don't. You need to look at switching, guys. You should want to travel with your products because you know how you feel when you don't consume them. The 6 things that typically happen when people do not, or when people consume our products for 30 days: better sleep, more energy, less pain, better bowel, better mood, weight loss. What is your body worth for a servicing? A 30-day servicing. And then you'll know what you love. You'll know what you need to go forward with. And you do need to go forward with something. The average person goes forward with 2 to 4 products. The really nutritious people, athletes, they're choosing more than 2 to 4 products. We in our household, we're athletes. We're in the gym every day. So we use the sports line as well. I'm currently doing the metabolic reset, which includes all of the products that I just went through, plus some fat burners, some metabolism boosters, and gets your metabolism going like a fat burning machine. Okay. Rather than starving yourself and cutting your calories down to 1,000 and never moving and not eating enough. You're eating every 3 hours. You're eating within 30 minutes of waking. It's amazing. 6-week program. These are my kids doing their calcium, their vitamins, their super fruits. He's eating Mila in a muffin. They've been doing this since they were little, literally since they were toddlers. This is that guy that you just saw when he was 8. Every morning, more nutrition than their whole class gets in a week in 30 seconds in the morning. Okay, you can do this. Your kids can do this. In the beginning, my kids dry heaved over the sink. They didn't want to do it, but now they literally ask for it. And once in a while, they won't ask for it. They won't do it. They'll go a week without it, and they start to get an itchy throat, and they start to go, "Mom, the flu's going around." I'm like, "Are you taking your stuff?" Because I want them by the time they leave and go to college to say, "I need that," right? I don't want them to be doing it because I told them to do it. So I now give them the freedom to choose not to do it. Last night, both of them said, "Mom, before you go to bed, will you please pour all of our super fruits for us?" Yes, I will. Because they know what happens. They know how they feel when they don't take it. You can put it in smoothies. We have training videos where we teach you how to put it in French toast and waffles and smoothies and all kinds of stuff. You can go to purelifechangers.com. I had a friend recently she was an acquaintance. Our kids went to school together. And I sent an email. I'm on the parent council at our school. Senior pictures next week, Rachel at purelifechangers.com. She was struggling with lupus, struggling with plantar fasciitis, had gone vegan, trying to get her inflammatory issues down and build up the alkalinity in her body and nutrition in her body. Saw my email, went to the website for 2 days, poured all through it, called me 2 days later and said, "I'm coming with the family package." This website is a wealth of information. I have literally informative videos with the doctors educating on each of the products and why they do what we say they do. If you're watching on the site now, you can use the search box to type in anything you're struggling with. We have over 10,000 members on here who post regularly their testimonies. Check it out, right? You don't need to listen to me. Go like you would do on Amazon with the calcium search, right? Which calcium do I buy? I don't know. Let me go review it, right? You're looking at reviews. We have the reviews here for you. If you're not on this site, you can ask whoever invited you to add you to the page. So I will say, I started out sharing this with people. And it was kind of like when I saw patients, I could only touch so many lives a day, 50 to 60. But with Pure, what started to happen is I would share it. And then Betty, for instance, in her 70s, fatigued, tired, could barely walk to get her mail from the mailbox every day. In a couple of weeks, she has energy. She's walking around the block a couple times and she's meeting all the neighbors and remembering their names. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, Betty, you've been holed up in your house for so long. What's going on?" So now Betty calls me and she's got friends who are purchasing from her. And now Betty calls me and says, "I'm getting checks every week, Rachel. Like, I'm in my 70s. I'm on a fixed budget. I have no way to make extra income. And now I'm getting checks every week." So I was used to impacting the lives of the people that I knew. I was kind of acting as a vending machine, right? When they purchased, I got a check, but now they're getting checks and now they're impacting other lives. And I began to understand how big this could be. I began to understand how many people we can get, how many homes we can get this in. It is the future. E-commerce is the future. We've all seen retail stores that we love go out of business. Health and wellness is the future. It's the most brilliant business you can come up with. We're a 15-year-old company. We're totally debt-free, totally debt-free. We have some of the most wealthiest investors in the world. Most of these companies don't make it past 5 years because it costs money to run businesses of this size. We have made it past 15 years. We are sailing. We are in momentum. People are starting to find out because people like me are getting more bold. My dental friend who purchased that family pack, plantar fasciitis was gone. Allergies were gone in a week. She bought 4 more packs the next couple of days to give to all of her family members. Now you can't go into her dental office without finding out about Pure. I was convicted about that. She's about to be out of my life. Her kids are graduating in May. We'll never see her again. And if I hadn't sent that email that said, "Rachel, at purelifechangers.com," she would have never gotten the information. So I'm being bold. I'm going twice a day live. I'm posting on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. People need to know you don't have to be sick. It's a little dangerous, because there's big things out there that don't like us telling you that you can get healthy without prescriptions, but you can't. You don't have to be sick, guys. So you can go to livepure.com and place your order today. Throw the family pack in. If you have a family of 4 or more and you all need servicing, service your body this Christmas, okay? It's a 30-day plan for 4 people. That's why I got started with the family package. There was 4 plus my sister and her son. The Reset Plus I was talking about is the metabolic reset program for 6 weeks for 2 people. A great program. We have a cash prize giveaway starting January 2nd for the biggest loser. Core Complete program, Sportsline, Super Fruits. Throw it in your cart. Go to checkout. Choose to be a preferred customer. It will give you 25% off with no obligation to purchase again. Although I would recommend setting up the Smart Ship program, because when you order again, which you will, you'll get 20% back in free product points, which is what makes us more affordable than any of our competitors. Okay, but if you're thinking, "I need somebody else to hear this. I'm worried about the price. What's the price? What's the price? What's the price?" Where you know you need an additional stream of income because you're worried about the price. you should consider being a brand partner for Pure. It's $49 to get your business started. Okay. And when you begin to share, this is how checks start coming in. This is how it worked for me. 300, 200, 400, 800, 1,000. Before I knew it, it surpassed what I made with my skincare store without the employees and the taxes and the paperwork. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm spending 3 hours a day in a skincare store when I finish with my charts, spending 30 minutes a day on this. I literally made one phone call a day on the way to work, and I'm making more with this. Looks on the skincare store. Maybe I'll spend 3 hours a day on Pure instead of 3 hours a day on the skincare store. And then my checks began to explode. And then they matched what I made as a PA. I went to school for 8.5 years, spent $100,000 on my education, and it matched what I made as a PA. And now has surpassed it times 5. I have teams all over the world. I was just in Montana last week, speaking live on Zooms and then speaking live in people's houses. Okay. And family packs coming in because people are sick and people are broke and people have no hope and no way of getting out of the situation that they're in. And when they realize that they get training on their phone that they do 30 minutes a day, and after 2 to 3 days of training, now you just start inviting, hey, Teresa, I found something amazing. You need to check this out. Can you get on live tonight at 8:00? 15 minutes. You'll know within 15 minutes if it's for you or not. That's all we do. So whoever invited you probably invited 20 other people. All right. So Bob's watching and Bob's like, I'm in. My health is crap. I have no way of getting out of the debt that I'm in. I need to do something. Okay. So Bob joins. And then Kristen's watching. She joins. So this person who invited you only has 2 teams they're building. Left team, right team. Bob goes on the left team. Kristen goes on the right team. Everyone else that joins goes under Bob and Kristen. So Bob starts getting emails. Beth, join your team. Leah, join your team. Brenda, join your team. He's like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm working my full-time job as a teacher. I don't have time to look at this. What's happening? I think there's a mistake. No, Beth's orders, Leah's orders, Brenda's orders go into a savings account for Bob that he can cash in on when he begins to share. He might not share for a month. He might not share for 4 years. Okay. He's getting his family's health on track. He can write it off because he decided to do it as a business. And when he's ready to start sharing, people that he didn't know, their orders are going into a savings account for him. So don't wait anymore, you guys. Get started today. $49 to enroll. That's waived if you get one of our business packs or you're military or student. The monthly overhead is around $140 a month of nutrition that you consume. So you're probably replacing your grocery bill or something you're already supplementing with. If you're not supplementing, this is your number one asset. It's your number one asset. It's more important than your phone, and your car, and your shoes, and your curtains. It's more important. And if you think it's not, go ask somebody who's struggling with their health today, and they will tell you health is more important. All right. So this doesn't go out. The monthly smart chip order doesn't go out for 28 days. You can edit it. You can change it. You can delete it immediately with a click of a button if you want to. Okay. We're not locking you in so you can never get out. And then you go place your first order. I recommend the family pack. Get a servicing for your whole family. This is actually $4,000 worth of products. And we have a coupon for you that'll give you 20% off, making it $4,000 worth of products for $2,000. Now, with this, you get in the company Smart Bonus program. You're getting the 30-day satisfaction. You're getting shipping waived. You're getting your $49 fee waived. You're getting my 30 minutes a day of training. You're also getting in my VIP program. And that is special. Starting January, the first week of January, we do weekly trainings just for those on our VIP team. I put on 2 leadership retreats a year that you have the ability to run for if you are in my VIP team. We understand that if you're putting this investment in, which really is the cheapest business you could ever start, but we understand that this is more than $289 that you're probably in. You have some pretty big goals. And we want you to know we have a team of leaders here working with you to help you achieve that. Plus you get 4 of these to share with your friends. The Reset Plus is my next favorite business package. It's $1,500. With the coupon, it's $1,200. So it's $2,000 worth of products for $1,200. You get the 30-day satisfaction guarantee. You get the 30 minutes a day of training on your phone. You also get the membership fee and shipping fee waived, and you get 4 of these, but you don't get in my VIP program. So that's important to know. You can start wherever you want though. 4 plus, less than $10 a day for one person servicing. I could not have dared to do just me. I mean, I was getting started in this for my boys and my husband and my sister, my nephew. And I believe it's why I'm here today, because of their testimonies. But so stretch yourself a little bit. You know, what if in 30 days your health issues are 50% improved, 100% improved? Would it be worth it? Again, 30-day satisfaction guarantee. How do I make my money back? Everybody always asks. Well, this is the numbers. All right. If you invite and get 10 people to watch a presentation, we found that 3 to 4 out of 10 tend to join. I don't know who it's for. We're just really strong with our, a lot of people are broke and looking for extra income, don't have time to go get a job. A lot of people are struggling with their health. So if 4 people come in with the same package you did, you'll make your money back. And basically you just got your family's health for free, and everything extra that comes in is just positive cash flow. So go to livepeer.com, guys, throw what you want into your cart, go to checkout. Consider being a brand partner with us. If that's not your thing, that's fine. We're just glad you took a look. But I will remind you, there's no cap to what you can make. As a PA, I was capped out. I was called into the office twice in 20 years. I worked with 3 bosses. Said, we know what we negotiated in your contract. We know that you have a low salary and a high commission, but you work so hard that you make more money than our doctors do when they don't. So we have to change that. Make too much money for a PA. There's no cap here. When I figured that out, I thought, what if I spend more than 30 minutes a day? What if I spent 3 hours a day? What if I spent 4 hours a day? I still work less than half the time that I used to work as a PA. I have loads of free time with my kids. I could stop tomorrow if I wanted to, but I have a purpose, and it's to change people's lives. That's why I went to medical school. I've just found a better way, guys. So I don't see any questions that have popped up. I hope you've enjoyed this. I will be live again tonight at 8 o'clock. I oftentimes have testimonies on live with me. So keep inviting, keep coming back. I hope to see you soon. I hope I get to work with you and travel the world with you, because we do a lot of that. Our next big trip is to Greece. So if you like to travel, this might be the perfect company for you. Take care, buddy. God bless.